time for the liars to face reality. Let's talk about it in this episode of PLL The Perfectionists, After the Secrets.
Can't keep a secret if one of them is there.
Alright, so where we left off on last episode is that Mona discovered that whoever's using Nolan's user ID in the beacon guard system is in her apartment. So where we pick up in this episode is Mona walks in with like eerie music behind her in her dark apartment and notices cupcakes that have been left there by, I'm just gonna go with A. And so she opens it and it says, "Can we be pals?" with little eye emojis at the bottom and the bottom cupcake. So who could this be? So now that Taylor's back in town, it's time to tell everyone. So who starts it all? Claire Hotchkiss with her public announcement. Allie goes to tell the liars just so they have a heads up, and the liars find out for the first time that Taylor is alive and they are in disbelief. In a group conversation at that moment between Allie, Mona, and the liars, they decide that they need to go after Dana, but also they need to figure out if they can trust Taylor. Okay, so we need to really think about the relationship between Caitlin and Jeremy, because I'm getting a little sketched out because it's playing off a little too perfectly. Caitlin is fully trusting Jeremy with all information. She told him everything about Nolan and the whole Hotchkiss family, and now she opens up and tells him the 411 on Taylor. After explicitly in the previous scene that it was supposed to stay amongst themselves, she opens up and tells Jeremy the can of beans. This reminds me of when Caitlin couldn't keep her mouth shut and she was the rat who ratted out Ava. Let's just put that into perspective. I think Jeremy's definitely going to play a big key in either keeping the secret or using it and exposing them. So I think Jeremy is possibly an antagonist in my theory. Still developing. Alright, moving on. So Mona uses Taylor's beacon guard system and keeps logging and trying to crack the code to figure out who Nolan is in this case as the new A. She finds out that Taylor's system physiologically checks people based on their features and scans them into the system. Moving on, so is it cased closed for who hit Caitlin? You could say yes on one perspective and no on the other. So Dana approaches the liars and tells them that the case has been closed and they don't need to solve that anymore and that they should be safe. Apparently, a minor stepped forth. He claims that he accidentally hit her thinking it was an animal and turned himself in once he found out Caitlin was in the hospital. This is oddly coincidental considering Dana is written all over this. So now we finally get a relationship that's rekindled. Andrew decides to come home and forgives Dylan, and they promise each other not to tell secrets, but we might be speaking a little bit too soon. That moment before Andrew walks in, Dylan decides to cheat on his midterm by recording a piece that's already been written by a famous composer. He decides to use it, essentially plagiarizing, and gives it to the professor. And this ultimately screws over Dylan in two ways. One, he's gonna lie to his boyfriend, and two, now he's at jeopardy of being expelled from the university for plagiarism. Dylan is screwed. And now, not to mention, I'm pretty sure Dana Booker knows, because as they're all in the student union at the end of the show, that piece that Dylan recorded is playing aloud over the PA speaker, and he's having an oh shit moment while everyone else is like, oh my god, this music is so cool. A knows a secret.
Guys.
Are you okay?
I did something really bad that could get me kicked out of the school, and Dana knows it.
Moving on, so Mona's an academic advisor, and who decides to step into her office? Mason Gregory with a sob story. So, are we to really believe him? He feels weird now that Nolan is gone, and now with Taylor being alive, he feels as if he's going to crack under pressure and he doesn't want that to happen to him. And he seems very apologetic for what he did. So, do we trust this? Is he just playing another card? Is he being genuine? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm kind of at odds. I'm a skeptic, so I feel he's just playing the card. And now he says something interesting because he mentions playing the piano and being very invested in music, but that's not something that was initially on his application. So Mona questions him about it a little bit, and he says, music is the art of math. Let's linger on that thought a little bit. Later, Mona checks in with her chess app against Bad Bishop, and Bad Bishop messages her and says, chess is the art of math. So this clicks in Mona's mind. She immediately runs, and it's confirmed that Mason is Bad Bishop. So what do we do with this information? Why are they talking to each other? They think alike, they both play chess. Mason's going to have a big piece in this. I think he's gonna try and turn around and help and figure out who killed Nolan. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. He could also just be I literally have no clue in this right now. And now to end it all, Mona gets a notification on her phone from Taylor's Beacon Guard system saying they've picked up the Nolan user ID, and so she starts tracking it. She walks into the student union where the liars are, and it takes her right up to Dana freaking Booker. So, did this person just implant it to have Dana? Or is it true? I don't know, but we're gonna find out hopefully in the next episode or by the end of the season. The way that Marlene plays these things, we could honestly not find out until season 2 or 3, so. But yeah, these episodes are getting crazier. I see we're in a little bit of a filler space right now, setting up the next arc for what's to happen in the remainder of the season leading into the finale. So, as always, with all the tea that's been spilled today, can you keep this one a secret? Shh.